Welcome to AI or Not. Who cares? Easy to digest brain meals to help you grow anywhere, anytime. Episode 2, The Second Arrow Principle, Why We Suffer Twice and How to Stop. Michael, I've been reflecting on our last conversation, and there's something you mentioned that really stuck with me, this concept of cosmic perspective. Can you unpack that for our listeners?
Absolutely. It's fascinating when you step back and consider it. We spend so much energy worrying about what others think of us. But in the grand scheme of the universe, even the most prominent figures eventually fade from memory. Your individual struggles won't stop the world from turning. Now, I realize that might sound bleak initially, but it's actually incredibly liberating.
That's an interesting reframe. So you're suggesting we shift away from seeking universal validation?
Precisely. The goal is to focus on authenticity rather than chasing some form of immortality through achievement. When I feel overwhelmed now, I consciously zoom out mentally. I picture the vastness of the universe. Suddenly, my problems find their proper scale, which is usually much smaller than I initially perceived.
That's genuinely freeing when framed that way. Speaking of reframing, you have a unique perspective on resilience. You mentioned it's not about toughness, but about recovery speed?
Exactly right. Resilience equals rapid recovery. When adversity strikes, your objective is returning to baseline behavior as quickly as possible, regardless of the impact's magnitude. I use what I call the veteran mindset. I ask myself, how would I view this challenge after experiencing it 1,000 times? If the perspective would be different, I can choose to adopt that experience mindset immediately.
That's brilliant. You're essentially fast-forwarding through the learning curve. So instead of enduring the full emotional cycle, you're asking, how would my experienced self handle this?
You've got it. And this connects to a powerful concept called the second arrow principle. Life delivers the first arrow. That's the initial wound or setback. But then we inflict the second arrow ourselves through dwelling, self-judgment, and the stories we create about what happened. The goal is to experience only the first arrow.
That's profound. We all shoot that second arrow without realizing it. This makes me think about how we process criticism and complaints. What's your approach there?
Great connection. Complaints essentially signal a mismatch between expectations and reality. The better you calibrate your model of reality, the less you'll complain. As for criticism, I've completely reframed it. When someone criticizes me, I think, they prefer a different approach to life than I do. It becomes about their preferences, not my worth.
That's a much healthier lens for feedback. But how do you discern which advice is worth considering? You can't dismiss everything, right?
Excellent point. I accept feedback from people who have both aligned incentives and genuine competence in the relevant area. Everything else gets filtered out. Not all opinions deserve equal weight in your decision-making process.
Makes perfect sense. Let's shift to happiness. You shared something that really struck me, that the most valuable skill is maintaining a positive mood without external triggers. How does someone develop that?
This is crucial. Most people are essentially happiness addicts. They need external events to feel good, but you can cultivate baseline happiness. One technique I use is gratitude through contrast. I imagine losing something valuable, then consciously appreciate having it. This amplifies positive feelings dramatically.
So you're manufacturing gratitude through imagined loss. That's powerful.
Exactly. Here's another technique. When something positive happens, don't rush past it. Pause and truly absorb the experience. Let it sink below the neck, as I say. You're creating what I call memory dividends, positive experiences you can draw on later.
Memory dividends. I love that concept. You also emphasize focusing on moments rather than seasons. Can you elaborate?
Don't let isolated negative moments define entire periods of your life. Conversely, recognize that stringing together small daily wins creates momentum. Some seasons aren't about breakthrough moments. They're about consistent daily progress that still constitutes winning.
That's crucial perspective, especially during grinding phases. Speaking of consistency, let's discuss effort and work. I know you have strong views here.
Absolutely. Here's the reality. Most people don't genuinely try. Real effort means consistent volume over time. Success often comes down to outworking others through hundreds or thousands of repetitions. Working smart is now table stakes. To beat top competition, you must also outwork them.
So it's the combination of smart and hard work, not a choice between them.
Precisely. And remember, consistency often appears invisible until results materialize. People see overnight success but miss the years of hidden preparation.
That brings up fear and uncertainty. Tell me about your play-it-out technique.
Most fears feel overwhelming because they're vague. I break them into specific scenarios. What if X happens? Then I mentally run through each outcome. Usually, even worst-case scenarios are more manageable than the ambiguous fear. This process de-risks the fear by making it concrete.
And your perspective on doubters is equally insightful.
People doubt ambitious goals because they're genuinely difficult. Here's the thing. Doubters are statistically correct more often than not. But winners' successes overshadow all the failures doubters predicted. Don't take doubt personally. It's often just probability speaking.
That's a mature framework for handling skepticism. Let's explore relationships. You have some counterintuitive insights here.
Relationships are foundational. First principle, choose people who bring out your authentic best self. Your partner and close friends should enhance who you are, not diminish it. But here's the balance. You must also remain coachable. Being open to growth in relationships is a superpower.
So it's finding equilibrium between authenticity and evolution.
Exactly. Communicate your preferences and boundaries early. It prevents future friction. Also, don't confuse intensity with compatibility. Focus on foundational behaviors that remain constant rather than fleeting passions.
What about a partner's impact on success? People often underestimate this.
A supportive, capable partner accelerates your trajectory exponentially. They provide leverage you simply can't access alone. It's transformative.
Let's get tactical. Health, money, lifestyle. What are your core principles?
Prioritize fitness early. Good physical condition enhances everything. Confidence, opportunities, social dynamics. It's foundational. Regarding money, invest it strategically to reclaim time, paying for services that free your schedule, meal prep, cleaning, transportation. That's high ROI spending.
Time as the ultimate asset.
Precisely. Money is merely a tool. How you deploy it directly impacts your freedom and happiness, so learn to use it intentionally.
Your thoughts on identity and self-concept challenge conventional thinking. Can you expand on that?
Most people misunderstand this. You are your behaviors, not some fixed entity. Identity equals actions. Change behaviors, change identity. Modifying habits doesn't mean losing yourself. It's natural evolution that doesn't compromise your core essence.
So we're more adaptable than we believe?
Far more adaptable. Hold beliefs firmly but loosely. When new evidence emerges, update your worldview. That's not inconsistency, it's intelligence.
Before we conclude, let's address success and ambition. What's your overarching philosophy?
Your desire for the outcome must exceed your aversion to the required work. There are no shortcuts. Capitalize on high-energy periods. Your 20s offer peak physical and cognitive capacity. Use them.
And maintaining flexibility to pivot.
Essential. Strategies that work in one life phase may not suit another. Course correct without guilt. Remember, the easy path is crowded. The difficult path has less competition. Choose ambitious goals. Hard work becomes your differentiator when others seek shortcuts.
Let's close with concrete actions. What are your top practical recommendations?
Here's your action plan. First, Practice cosmic perspective when stressed. Mentally zoom out. Second, use gratitude contrast. Imagine loss to amplify appreciation. Third, savor positive moments for 30 seconds instead of rushing forward.
Excellent daily practices. What about bigger picture strategies?
For larger challenges, use what-if scenarios to de-risk fears. Communicate relationship preferences early and clearly. Invest in physical health before life complicates. Spend money strategically to reclaim time. Work consistently toward goals. Target hundreds or thousands of practice hours.
And the mindset components?
Regularly audit whether your path aligns with evolving goals. Pivot without guilt when necessary. Most importantly, surround yourself with people whose vision for you exceeds your own.
Michael, if listeners implement just one insight from today, what should it be?
That you possess far more control over your life experience than you realize. Your mindset, effort, relationships, daily choices, these are all levers at your disposal. Most people wait for life to happen to them. You can actively architect the person you want to become.
Perfect conclusion. Thanks for sharing these insights, Michael. And to our listeners, information becomes transformation only through implementation. Select one or two concepts from today and apply them this week.
Exactly. Small, consistent actions compound into extraordinary results over time.
Couldn't agree more.